My name is Ryan David Goodenough. I was born on the 25th of July 1995, which makes me 22 years of age. Violence was kind of the first thing I learnt. When I was 8 years old, I saw someone get held up at gunpoint. I used to walk around school with a knife. I upset my family. I upset people that tried to look after me. So I skipped, ran away, left it, didn't go to school after the age of 12. And when I was 17, I started getting into work. I did it all off my own back with very little help from anyone. So I thought if I can get into the prison system to work with young offenders who have made mistakes, I thought maybe I could help them out, and that's part of the reason I got into the prison service. I found a job online as a secure care officer. So I wanted to use what I'd learned to help other people who perhaps had an experience similar to mine and in some ways a lot worse. But nothing can really prepare you for the realities that's inside those walls. I took some of the boys out onto activities, so I took them to the AstroTurf to play football. And about a minute or two after we got onto the AstroTurf, I locked the gates and I'd radioed through to say that we're secure. I worked those boys most days and had no issues with them whatsoever. See one of the boys doing something that met criteria to get hands on, so I took it upon myself to do that, and it just escalated into something. That's about as much as I can say. It started off with one, of course, and the other four just felt the need to join in. I have no doubt there was no intention to cause the severity of injury that I sustained. I got placed into a medically induced coma so they could perform life-saving brain surgery. When you wake up from a coma, when you go through something such as a brain injury, you have to learn to walk again, you have to learn to talk again. But truthfully, after a brain injury, you're never going to be 100% normal as you were before. Fatigue is a massive thing. If I sleep for 7 hours, that's the equivalent of sleeping for 4 without a brain injury. You have to kind of sleep for about 10, 11 hours to function properly without getting tired throughout the day. My friends all work, of course, so I'm off sick, not working. And on their days off, they're going to see their family, their partners, and they're just too tired so they don't go out. The time that I'm spending now out of work is quite isolated. I don't really get up to much outside of the house. I sit and I watch the TV, or I play on the console. I mean, I've got a tattoo with the 4 words: fight, freedom, persistence and power. And that's always had a meaning. They're 4 words I live by. More so now, of course, because I've had to fight for the freedom, and I've had to be persistent with the power that I've had to apply to this recovery. I mean, I'm a huge fan of reggae music and Bob Marley and his redemption song. You know, you have to emancipate yourselves from mental slavery, because there's nothing else that can free our minds other than ourselves, and that resonates with me strongly. In these young people, I see a lot of myself, in the sense that you say something to them and they put up a guard, they defend themselves with attacking you verbally and sometimes physically. And that's how I used to be as a youngster, so it's important to me to help them. The things I experienced as a child made me a stronger person. I want to go back to the prison service simply because it's beneficial for me as a person. It enables me to focus all my energy into something positive. I had a couple of boys say thank you to me for the help that I gave them, and I'd only been there for 3 months, so to have that impact so early on is a big thing, and it made me feel good about helping the people, and it certainly changed my life for the better. I don't feel like I've finished there. There's many things I still feel capable of, and many ways that I want to help further. And I'm not the most noble man, I'm not the most charitable man, but if I can help someone out and to make them realise that things have consequences, then that's what it's all about. It was my aim to help them, and that's why I got into the job, and that mentality of mine has not changed. No matter how much frustration I feel, no matter how much anger there is within me, it's still in my mind to help out these young people. If I had the opportunity to speak to the 5 boys that did it when I was a kid, I probably would have done the same thing. But there's a feeling of just not knowing why. So if I had the chance to speak to them, I'd just wish them well.